Greetings, Pasadenans and all my friends everywhere. It is I, your friendly neighborhood Rabbi John Carrier. We did it. We made it through one whole week of the Omer. That is 1/7 of our way between Passover and Shavuot. I am so proud of you. I helped a little bit. In any case, I'm delighted that we've been taking this journey together of counting the Omer all the days between Pesach and Shavuot, and not just for counting the Omer, which is number 7 tonight, if you're keeping track, but also the great learning we've been doing together along the way. This whole week, we've been focusing on the divine and human attribute of Chesed, of loving kindness. We've talked about what that word means. I shared with you my favorite story from our tradition. I've asked you to think about when you've been on the receiving end of loving kindness as well as on the giving end. We've talked about why Chesed has mattered throughout Jewish history and why it matters today, perhaps now more than ever. Today, I want us to make a plan for the future. Next week, we're going to be talking about Gevurah. That is a different attribute. Before we're done with this one, though, I want you to take a moment to think about how Chesed has played a role in your life and how you'd like Chesed to play a role in your life in the future, especially if you wanted to play a different role, maybe a bigger role. If you want less Chesed, you do you. But I'm willing to bet we could all use a little more loving kindness. And so today, I want to invite you to make a plan. And I like to dream big, but I'm going to tell you to make your plan as small as possible because I want it to be something you accomplish. Don't get overwhelmed. Start small. Think of one small deed of loving kindness that you could do for one person in your life that you've never done before, but you know it would make a huge difference. Maybe if you live in a household where you're sharing chores and something's always been somebody else's job and you've never participated in it, but you know it would be a huge deal if one night you pitched in on that. If it's a friend or a family member who you haven't talked to in a while, maybe today is the day you close that gap. Or maybe not today, but tomorrow, as long as you're making a plan to do it. So as we close out this week of Chesed, this week of loving kindness, I want you to think about one act of loving kindness that you could do that would make a huge difference in somebody else's life, as small as that act may be. P.S. I'm willing to bet if you make a difference in their life with Chesed, it'll make a big difference in your life too. I want to wish you a big yasher koach for making it through the first week of Omer with me. I've never made a daily Omer video, so I'm pretty psyched about that we made it a whole week together. This is just the beginning, but before we make that next step and look at more attributes of the divine and things we can work on in ourselves, I want you to acknowledge your success. I want you to make a plan for growing from this experience in the future. And don't forget to count the 7th day of the Omer starting after sundown tonight. I'll be counting along with you, maybe listening to some of those great recordings that Cantor Ruth made of the beautiful blessings we had to say before we do the count. So once again, Yasher Koach, thank you for joining me in this, and I will see you on day number 8. Peace.